Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day. A day where one can enjoy nature if it's in a place that they can enjoy it. OMG, so many years I've been hearing, my husband is crazy, my husband is not good, my husband is insensitive, my husband is not understanding. The frustration that the wives have are just sometimes unbearable. There are so many examples. I think I'm just going to stick with 1 to 3 examples. I would just love to talk with my husband, that's all. I'm not even going to ask him for the credit card this time. I just want to have the conversation. I just want to bond with him. I know there's so much that he does at work. There's so much that he goes through during the day. And I would like to hear from him what his day was like and vice versa. Tell him the way things were on my side. When he does come home, and when I ask him, tell me a little bit about your day. How was it? 3 words. It was good. Tell me more. Like, I understand there's so much that you do and there's so many people you meet. I'd love to hear more. And I don't know how to say this, but I think he's rude. He just gives me this look. I already told you it was good. And then it goes sometimes in a vicious cycle. It goes in a circle where I tell him, I know it was good, but tell me more about it. And he responds, what else do you want me to tell you? If it was good, it was good. I don't have anything more to say. But did you meet with people? Yeah, I met with people. But when he tells me that, when I squeeze him for details, he almost gets frustrated. And then I tell him, would you like to hear about my day? I think his attention span is from 3.5 seconds to 42 seconds. And then or he takes out his phone, or he goes to the fridge, or he picks up the remote, and he gets busy. I think he's crazy. How do you reject your wife? How do you reject your wife? This takes me a half an hour to hour, but I'll try to knock it off in 2 minutes. And there's many women that get extremely upset at me when I give them this advice. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have better advice than this, please leave a comment or comments below so I could learn, because I don't have all the answers. I'm in the process of learning. I'm gathering information for close to 50 years. Since I was a child, I was analyzing the world around me. I was analyzing the people around me. I was analyzing the behaviors around me. I was trying to make sense of the complexity of a human body as it connects with a human soul, where finite and infinite somehow live together, which is so hard to understand. But I'm still on that journey, and I'm still trying to figure out. But this is the best answer I have. This is the best answer that I could give to those individuals that seek out. I want to basically tell them that I'm not justifying, but the fact is that not all men, but most men are wired in a certain way. And they're not into details, they are not into expression, and they're not in there to go through all this stuff with you. That's the way they were wired. There's a lot of theories. Maybe one day when I have time, when I'm retired, and I'm going to go through all those theories, which are very, very fascinating. But regardless, the theories. And then basically I tell them something they don't want to hear, that this is something you will not get out of him. I mean, you could train him a little bit, you could get him a little bit to talk, but in general, it's not natural, and it's just not your husband. And what I tell them is something that's so difficult to hear, that many aspects within a relationship, it will not be your husband. You have friends, women friends, that are very similar, that their brain are wired similar to you. You could talk to them about their day. They will talk to you about your day. You could spend, the nature from many women is they could have a conversation with a friend for 5 minutes, and you ask them, what was the conversation about? They'll go on for an hour. They will explain the details. They'll explain the conversation. They'll talk about what they should have said, what they could have said, why they said it, why they didn't say it. Versus you have a man that could have a 3-hour conversation on the phone, and you ask them, tell me a little bit about the conversation. They'll say nothing. 3 hours, nothing. That's the reality. Now, these women, these wives get very upset because they always fantasize of marriage, that they're going to sit down with the one that they're in love, that they're going to have that bond, that conversation. And for me to tell them after 3 years of marriage or after 15 years of marriage that you're just barking on a road that doesn't even exist. You want oranges, you might not want to go to a desert. There's nothing wrong with a desert. Desert is a beautiful dry place where you could enjoy the sun. But if you want oranges, you're gonna have to go to maybe a humid place, which is Florida. Maybe right over here in Jacksonville. And that's devastating for them to hear. So although you're married, and although he is the love of your life, but there's certain aspects that he will not be able to provide for you. Hopefully he's a financial provider. Hopefully he will provide for the family. And hopefully he's going to be a good father, and he's going to try the best from his perspective what he can do. However, those details that you're looking for might just not be in him. Now, there's an exception to the rule that there are many individuals, many men that actually are going to learn that skill. Although it might be not first nature, they will learn it and they will try their best to provide that. Once you take that route and you give up that expectation, your marriage will be way better. Because right now, not only you're not getting what you want, you're actually ticking him off, you're turning him off, you're making him feel bad, and he doesn't even understand what's going on because it's not within him. Thanks for listening. And thanks for remembering that you are way greater than you think you are.